There are so many misconceptions about what it is to be masculine, what it is to be feminine. Everybody's so confused about this topic. And as a result, we have some Muslim brothers who think they're extremely masculine, try to intimidate everyone. They wear these like tight clothes with like watches, driving a BMW. That's not masculine, bro. That's just being a pussy. They might have some traits of masculinity, but they are missing the core components of what it is to be a man. And I'm going to explain that to you in this video. For the purposes of this video, I want you to unlearn everything you think you know about femininity and masculinity. Everything you heard from Andrew Tate, from these other influencers that are just trying to get views, basically. For the purposes of learning, I want you to put this metaphor into your mind and keep it for the rest of your life. Think about femininity as a wave that's just very strong, going everywhere, right? So if the wind blows this way, the wave will go this way, and it's a lot of energy. Like it's, even though it's just water, it can actually push things in that direction. Now think about masculinity as a rock, like a cliff in the middle of the ocean. And no matter how many waves rush into it, it's gonna stand right there. It's not gonna move ever. What the hell does this even mean? Femininity is chaos. That's probably the best word that's going to describe it. If the wind blows this way, femininity will go this way. If it blows this way, it's gonna go that way. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. Like if you're a man and you just act on your feelings, right? You feel like doing something, so you do it. You're essentially gonna be a bad person. At that point, you are living your life as a wave. And if you're a woman, you go into the direction that the wind blows you, that's generally gonna be a good thing. Because guess what? Ideally, women should be married to men who push them in different directions. And I know this sounds manipulative or whatever, but I mean it in the less misogynistic way possible. As a man, you radiate some sort of energy, and your woman, if she's feminine, is going to follow that. Sometimes she'll try to go in the other direction. She's gonna be mad at you for some stupid things. But as long as you keep pushing in this direction, your wife is just gonna follow you. How do you become more like the rock in the ocean? You don't need to be going to the gym every day or learning how to fight, but those things will really help you. And I'll explain to you why that is. Imagine you are in a public place. You have your bosses, you have people above you, you have people below you. You need to come into that place with the mentality that you know exactly where you're going in life, and you have your own opinions and goals that nobody's going to be able to change. So even if everybody around you tells you to do something that's against your values, you have to have the balls to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And that makes you a true man. That is masculinity in its purest form. Personally, I had a lot of experiences with this throughout my life. I know in my mind that the day someone at that workplace or university, whatever it might be, crosses my boundaries, I know 100% I'm going to be able to leave. And this is the same thing with literally your whole life. If your wife does something that's going to dishonor you, you have to be willing to walk away. When you have these things in place, this is essentially your value structure. No matter what crashes into you, you're still gonna stand in the exact spot because you're a rock. To answer the question, how to become less feminine and more masculine, you need to go back to the bare basics. You are so far away from being a truly masculine man. You can't even start acting masculine. Even if you start going to the gym and learning to fight, you're not gonna be any more masculine, bro. The first thing you need to do, you need to figure out what it is that you stand for. Obviously, most of us who are watching this video are gonna be Muslims. So you need to establish that you are a Muslim, and no matter what happens, that's going to be at the top of your priorities, wherever you go. Secondly, you need to establish how much BS you will tolerate from which people, like your friends, like your wives, your teachers, your bosses. You need to have a point where, you're sitting with them and you are respecting everything they're saying, you are learning from them. But as soon as they violate your boundaries, like for example, they will insult your nationality, they will say something about women's rights that you disagree with, and they try to talk you into accepting their worldview, I don't know, some sort of a situation. At that point, you need to have the balls to say, no, Even if you fire me, I'm not going to accept that worldview. I'm not going to be a little pussy and go back to it. I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, even though you treat me like this, I'm still going to come back. That's femininity. That's the femininity at its purest form. You know what else is feminine? Going up and trying to make women fall in love with you randomly. That's feminine, bro. Anytime you approach anything with this neediness, that you are being feminine. Leave that sort of stuff for women. Going to martial arts and going to the gym are going to help you because in worst case scenario, you know that you'll be able to stand up for yourself. So you'll be able to speak your true opinions, and if someone tries to, disagree with you or starts to get angry, you know in the back of your head that you will be able to fight them. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't actually make you more masculine, like if you go and you hit a punching bag or something. That's a myth. Because there are so many women who are really good at fighting, right? I mean, they may not be good at fighting compared to like pro male fighters, but there are women who can probably destroy you in a fight. There's probably going to be a lot of them if you go to a gym, like a martial arts gym. It doesn't mean they are more masculine than you necessarily. They might just be feminine because it's just a hobby. The only time these hobbies are going to be useful for your masculinity is if you're going to use them to allow yourself to stick to your values more. If you enjoyed this video, the most masculine thing you can do right now is subscribe to my channel. I don't know why, but just make some story up on why it's masculine.